streams are clear. Welcome friends from far and near. Pull up a chair, let's spread good cheer. It's Keyboard World at Christmas.
Every note and every song, you've been with us all year long. Tonight we sing where you belong, our Keyboard World family. Merry Christmas, one and all, to our friends who heed the call.
Thanks for all the love you share. We feel your support everywhere. May your hearts be full of cheer. Have a happy, healthy new year. From Keyboard World to you, Merry Christmas all year through. From silent nights to bright spotlights, you've been with us through the nights. Every view and every smile makes each webinar worthwhile.
So here's our wish, sincere and true.
Peace and joy in all you do. May music light your whole year through.
From our hearts, straight out to you. Merry Christmas, one and all, to our friends who heed the call. Thanks for all the love you share. We feel your support everywhere. May your hearts be full of cheer. Have a happy, healthy new year. From Keyboard World to you, Merry Christmas all year through.
Hi everybody, very warm welcome to our little Christmas gathering, let's call it that. It's a pleasure to be back with you once again, and hope you like the little intro tune there. We are working on some really big projects in the background, using a combination of AI and real music as well, so that will all be announced next year. But yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? We're at the end of 2025. And I think we've done a lot together this year. We've done some... we've done a lot of work on a lot of the keyboards with helping you with buttons and what to press and how to do certain things. I hope we've made you stretch your playing a little bit further as well. We've given you a few hints and tips, which I know from the feedback, I know a lot of you have had a go at. So that's great. Today, because it's a nice informal session for the end of the year, it gives me a chance to experiment with a couple of things which moving forward I'd like to be able to do. The one thing we're not blessed with in my studio is space. And as a result, when we do a webinar, we virtually have to stick to one product. And I'd love to do things where when we're showing you something on a particular product, that we could get the other two products in. So if we were showing you something on Yamaha, we could maybe get Korg and Ketron in as a comparison. So I'd need to sort of pre-record little snippets, and that's what I've had a go at today, because I didn't want to just do one keyboard. I thought, let's go out and we'll do the whole thing together there. Oh, okay. I'm seeing somebody there with a problem with something. I did answer the phone. I think they phoned me this morning. So I will try and phone you later. That's Detlef, isn't it? Yeah. So apologies. I did answer the phone this morning, but I couldn't hear anybody at the other end. So, all right, that's cleared that up. I will do that straight after the webinar for you. We'll do a little bit on each of them, but I thought, as it's Christmas, let's go to the other view. There you go. So I've got the Genos on the desk here, and I've done a little bit on the Korg and the Ketron for you. Let's just start to get things going with a little bit of music, and this one's a lovely little Christmas song. I think it was made famous by none other than Mr. Elvis Presley. And it's a little thing called Blue Christmas. There we go. A little bit of blue Christmas for you there. Done in a slightly different style. It's done in a sort of gentle Latin bossa nova style, because that's one of the things we've encouraged you to do all year round is not always go for the obvious. And we'll have some more examples of that as we go through today. Just want to talk to you for a couple of minutes about things that are happening next year. The one big thing, and those of you that subscribe to the magazine will already actually know this, but the magazine, as of, well, it'd probably be February when the next issue comes out, early February, end of January, early February, it will be free. We've built the business now on a slightly different model. We've got our association now with Scam Pro Audio, and being totally transparent, we now have an income stream coming in from there. And it means we can afford now to get a much wider reach with the magazine. So if you know anybody who's into the world of keyboards, we'll have a little bit more piano based things in there as well. And we'll probably just skirt around some of the workstations and things like that. So probably a little bit more broader spread of products in there. And we'll do some proper product reviews and things like that, particularly with products that we're able to get our hands on now through the kindness of Scan Pro Audio. So yeah, the magazine I think is going to evolve into something a lot more interesting. So if you know anybody who's interested in keyboards, anything that goes along with keyboards or whatever, just spread the word. All they're going to need to do is drop us an email or just subscribe to the website, and they will automatically receive a copy of the magazine. It'll still be pretty much bi-monthly. But it gives me a little bit more flexibility on dates when people aren't paying for it. So if we're a few days late or a few days early, it's not quite the same pressure. Talking of Scan Pro Audio, the other day, which you'll see in a minute, I called up Adam and we had a little video chat together. And it will be next Friday will be our last Keyboard Live of the year. And again, we've got really big ideas for that next year. So my webinars will continue. The Keyboard Live will continue. But in between all of that, we've had this idea of having let's call it a keyboard coffee morning. It might be in the afternoon, UK time, but we'll still call it a coffee morning. And the idea is that me and Adam will get together at least once a week and we'll just chat through things, see what's new, answer any questions people might have. It'll be a really, really informal session, but I'll be doing it from my studio. He'll be doing it from us and from his, and you'll be able to see us both up there on the screen. So yeah, I was able to catch up with Adam in one of the Scan demo rooms the other day, and I'll just play you the little video of the little chat that we had. Fingers crossed this will all work for you. So this was yesterday with me and Adam. Hi Adam, welcome to Keyboard World, our Friday Live. It makes a change to have you on our show for a change.
Yeah, it certainly does. Thank you for giving me a call. So it's good to see you.
Yeah. Well, I gave you a call today because I know you're at Scans HQ, or one of them anyway, should I say.
Yep.
And it looks to me like you're in the showroom just above where we film Keyboard Live.
Yeah, so this is sort of what we call like the Pro Audio building, if you will. So for those of you that have been lucky enough to visit Scan, we have sort of, we call it internally, we call it like a trade counter. Normally when you purchase something from Scan, if you live locally, you have the option to nip and go and collect your product from the store.
Yep.
And we have guitars and pianos and things in there, as well as flight simulators, and we have F1 simulators and computers, and we have all sorts in there. It's like a flavour of everything it's a flavour of everything that Scan does. What this space is, it's a dedicated showroom for musical instruments. So it's on 2 floors. So obviously you've been yourself, Paul. So downstairs, we're just finishing our brand new guitar showroom. So downstairs is guitars, we've got drums, we have a brand new wellness space, which is a wonderful space full of singing bowls and gongs, because Scan are quite heavily involved within the wellness space. Upstairs, we have everything from Yamaha, we've got Roland, we've got Korg, we've got Ketron, of course, and now, of course, Bohm. We've got the first Bohm has just arrived.
I noticed that in the background,
So we've got the first Bohm with another 3 on the way. I think it looks quite nice next to my Yamaha Avant Grand display, which is quite nice as well.
Yeah.
So we've got, of course, Euler we feature here as well. We're also, once downstairs is finished, upstairs here, we're going to be doing some work up here. So we're going to be doing things like putting some graphics up, explaining about things like Bohm and Ketron and Euler, which of course we are the proud distributors of here in the UK. We're also about to build in this area, this centre area here, we're about to build a showcase space. So for those of you that have known me for many years, I used to do in a former life lots of keyboard clubs where you could come along on a Wednesday evening or whatever, Wednesday afternoon, and you could have some sort of, uh, like we do on Keyboard Live, really, some top
Yes.
tips. Get a
Yeah,
few of
yeah,
us together. I remember doing them, and you'd have 100 people turn up. So the
yeah,
idea
yeah,
with that is to have a dedicated big TV on the wall at the back with HDMI. We put a Focus product in front of that, and we say, "Come along next Tuesday for our Genos
yeah.
afternoon." It's
So
like a Keyboard
yeah,
live,
live
if you will.
workshops. Yeah, live
Yeah.
workshops. Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's that. Up here, we've also got things like um, PA. We've got a full PA display. I can't
yep.
do my camera right. Hang on. There we go. Full
There we
PA
go.
display. Obviously, all the pianos from Yamaha, Roland, etc. So yeah, it's quite an exciting space, is this? And like I said, if anybody wants to, get in touch with me through yourself, Paul, you can come and
Yep.
book a demonstration on anything. You can,
Yeah.
and the beauty is, of course, with us here at Scan, because we do Genos 2, because we do Korg PA5X, because we do Ketron event, you can, we're the only shop in the country where you can see all the top models together and compare. And I haven't
Yeah.
even talked about Crewmar. We do Crewmar, we do Nord. I mean, there's so many
Yes.
products.
Yeah. And that's what I
To tell
like
you
is because we can actually all remain impartial about all the products, can't we? Because
yeah.
you've got them all. You're not having to push somebody towards one particular product.
No,
And
you
I
can
think
make your own
that's
decision yourself. You can
yep.
hear them all side by side. I've just ordered last week after our very successful keyboard live that we did last month. Ordered a
Yep.
load of Adam monitors, of course. Paul, you bought
Well,
yourself a
I've
set.
got mine here, and I'm going to say it again. I am absolutely blown away, and so is everybody else who hears them, because for the
Yeah.
size they are,
Well, they're
it's
going to
just
be my
quite remarkable.
uh, yeah, they're amazing, and they're going to be my primary sort of monitor, if you will, for all the
Yep,
keyboard products that we
yep.
that we display up here. And so yeah, so we've got downstairs and upstairs we've got a gigantic. I mean, you said to me, Paul, you thought it was the largest warehouse you've ever seen. It's
Yeah,
one of 7 warehouses that
yeah,
Scanners
yeah,
have, sorry,
yeah.
and this one that's here is the smallest, believe it or
Right,
not. Our biggest one is probably 10 times the size of the
right.
warehouse that's here. And then, of course, beyond that, as you know, Paul, is where we have our studio space and we
Yeah.
film
So
Keyboard Live.
maybe moving forward on Keyboard Live next year, we can do a proper guided tour around when all your showroom areas are finished. That'd be nice to do a proper walk around and show everybody exactly what it's all about. Because as we
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
stressing, this is not the normal high street music store.
No, and I think it is important to mention really because we're primarily an online retailer.
Yes.
Scan have been for the best part of 20, 30 years or whatever. Certainly the music side has been 15 years we've been open. And it's almost kind of where you're seeing a lot of stores are pivoting and going to online. So you'll turn up at your favorite music store and it'll either be closed on a Monday
Yeah.
or closed on a Saturday and a Sunday because they now only trade during the week.
Yeah.
Or some stores are now appointment only. That's it, full stop.
Yes.
Or some shops, they don't exist anymore. They're just online. We've at Scan have gone the other way. We've built that infrastructure for online with many, many, many thousands of positive reviews. And what they've done at Scan is they've kind of hired expertise, if you will, in each area. So, for example, for drums, we have someone like myself that purely looks after drums. So they know every product, they know all the best ranges to
Yeah.
stock. They're a wellness expert as well, so they know all about gongs and singing bowls and all the things like
Yeah.
they'll attend all the festivals, like me that attends all the keyboard festivals,
Yes.
that knows all the products, finds these amazing products like Crewmar and like Bohm and like Euler and brings these new brands to showcase that it's not just we do a couple of the top brands and that's it.
Yeah.
We literally like to give you a really good overview of everything that is available.
Okay. Well, look, Adam, while we're on, just quickly, we should give a real plug for next Friday, shouldn't we? Because it's going to be our
Yes.
last Keyboard Live for 2025.
Yeah, and
Um,
it's strange how quick it comes round. It
yeah,
does only
yeah,
seem like last week, but
and is this show number 5?
I think it is. And if you think about where we've come from, I think,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
initially
yeah.
we were in this kind of test
Panic,
phase where
panic.
we
It's
just kind
called,
of
Adam.
a lot, yeah, panic, yeah, yeah, where a lot of it was pre-recorded
Yeah,
and we're
yeah,
trying out
yeah,
some things like let's see if we can get Tom on to see what the
yeah, yeah,
audience would think of that
yeah.
kind of thing, and it's grown. And if you think about last month where we had you know, we've had Italy on the month before, we had Germany, we had Holland, well, the
America.
Netherlands, or we had America, of course, with
Yeah,
AJ.
yeah,
It's just, it's growing all the time.
yeah.
And obviously now with the,
I think from
sorry,
my
go on.
point of view here at Keyboard World, it's just an opportunity to say thanks to Scan as well this year, because we've formed a great partnership in a way.
Yeah,
It's great to be an affiliate dealer for Scan, because we also then have access to all these incredible products, and it's been nice that we've ran with an idea of Keyboard Live, and we've not just
yeah,
run with it, we've continued to develop it. And I know we've got ideas for next year, and I think with your
yeah.
little live area, we could end up doing Keyboard Live with a live audience, and I think that would be
We mentioned that,
fantastic.
didn't we? I think we
Yeah, yeah,
should. I think we should do a live edition of Keyboard Live, but you
yeah,
can come and watch it live,
yeah,
and then maybe afterwards do some concerts and all that.
yeah,
We
yeah,
have a hotel across the road
yeah,
with a preferential. We could even do a festival. Let's
yeah,
do.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
all sorts we can do. But what I
Okay.
found really interesting is, from a so-called like yourself, Paul, so-called expert in this
Yeah,
sort of field of keyboards and
yeah,
pianos and organs and stuff that we are, think about these products that we didn't know existed that we found this year,
yes,
like the
yeah, yeah.
headphones that you're wearing now, like the monitors that these new products
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
not only do we bring to the audience, but we're learning about as well. And it's quite exciting to think, right, what's going to be next year? Like we've got Bohm now. I'm going to be discovering all about the different Bohms that are available. And I've already been playing this for a few days. And it's just some of the things it can do. It's like, wow,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't thought of
yeah,
doing that before. It's incredible.
yeah.
So yeah,
And
there's lots to do
I,
next year.
I've got to be honest. I'm looking forward to getting one up here and get my hands on it, and let's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do some nice little packages, software and things like that. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, I've learnt a lot. I keep saying it on air, and maybe people think it's just talk, but actually it's not. We joke about Tom because we invited Tom on. Now we can't keep him off. He's enjoying himself. Bless him.
Yeah, yeah.
He comes on and but actually he's cost me a fortune, but I've learnt so much from him, and
Yeah,
I
he's
haven't
probably
regretted anything. You know.
no.
Um,
He is the thing with Tom. He's no doubt the cleverest person I've ever met.
yeah.
He's so clever, and the things that I learn and that
Yeah.
yourself have learned from him
Yes.
is great. And the
Yeah.
more that we can bring this, because he'll just say things like, we were talking about EQ settings, and he's like, no, I'll do that, and I want to show ear
Yeah. Yeah.
tests. I want to do
Yeah. Yeah.
this, and I want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
teach people why we do the things that we do. But when we can start doing that in real time about effects and maybe the
Yes.
things, the areas of the keyboards and that we might shy away from,
Yes.
for me, it's like put a bit of reverb on, turn it up. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Yeah.
But why do we do that? And,
Yes.
there's all sorts we
Yeah.
can really pick his
Yep.
brains at next year.
So,
Uh,
all that said, we're on next Friday, the 19th
yes,
at 2 p.m.
yes,
We will be there.
yes.
And the real good news, just to finish with, is that our good friend who's been on with us before, Steve Hubble, is working with
Yes.
me in the studio here the day before, and he's agreed to stay
Brilliant.
over and come up in the car with me up to Bolton, and he'll be part
Great.
of Keyboard Live on the 19th as well.
Yeah, it's always a great pleasure having someone like Steve, who's a fantastic player. He's a
Yeah,
lovely gentleman
lovely
as well,
guy.
as we all
Yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
He's
yeah,
a lovely, lovely guy, and those registrations that he created earlier in the year, of course,
yeah,
available through Keyboard
yes,
World.
yeah,
His PA5X collection that he did was amazing. And
yeah, yeah,
and again, I think it's what we should do is I don't know whether we can do it next time or not, but certainly in the future we should start to unpick his brain as well about, let's
yeah,
dissect a
yes,
registration. What when
yeah,
you want, his amazing dances with wolves that he does.
yes.
Where did you get? You don't just play a string sound and a style
No,
and
no, no, no,
like I
no.
do.
Yeah, yeah,
He goes, right. I'm going to adjust this EQ and I'm going to put these effects on. I'm going to tune that and tune that. I want to learn
yeah, yeah,
about that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. Okay. Well, look, Adam, it's been great for you to spend the time joining us on this call, and
I'm going to go play a bone now.
I'm
So
going to leave you to the rest of your work. I should.
work.
We ought to just point out he's wearing a Yamaha sweatshirt. Other
Other brands
sweatshirts,
are available.
yeah, other sweatshirts are
Well, I thought,
available.
I thought, I thought. One sec.
He's disappeared on me. He's disappeared.
I thought
Yeah,
about doing the whole.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I could have had my cord coat on and my Yamaha sweatshirt on, and
Mm,
I'm waiting for my Bohm shirt to arrive, and I'm
yeah,
waiting.
yeah.
It's purely, it's a lovely jumper.
Well, that's good.
So why not?
Adam, thank you for your time, and
Thank
we'll
you.
see you all next Friday at Keyboard Live. Cheers
Keyboard
for
Live. I'm
now.
looking forward to your Christmas jingle.
I'm still working on it. Cheers for now.
Don't let me know. See you later.
Bye. Bye. Well, there you go. That was my little chat yesterday with Adam. Hope you enjoyed that, and we just wanted to test it out because that's how we're going to do these little sort of coffee get-togethers and chats and whatever. So we now know the system works. So that's good. I'm going to play you one more piece of music, and then we'll have a look at something else. This is probably one of the ultimate sort of crooner Christmas songs, and look, all I've done today, I'll be honest, I've just quickly put 10 registrations in. So if you hear the same sounds keep being used, I just literally about half an hour before the show started today, just put 10 sounds in there, and I thought they'll be nice to work along with these. So this is the Christmas song. There we go. So a little bit of the Christmas song there. Yeah, I really just want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you, really, for all the support you've given us throughout the year. It's resulted in our best year to date, and it means we can continue to try and expand and push the boundaries of what we do. And I think it's also worth giving a little shout out to some of the other people out on YouTube who also champion this world of arranger keyboards. We've had him join us for a few webinars. There's Woody, Woody's Piano Shack. He's starting to do a lot more work now with arrangers, and he's got great viewing figures. And I like his channel because it's a sort of warts and all channel. He's not afraid to sort of say what he doesn't like about products and whatever, and I think that's good. We've got Lee Wilbraham, who very much champions the Genos 2. You know, there's a lot of people out there that, like myself, are just trying to keep this area of our business going and really try and provide a service where people can sort of better understand. I mean, obviously, we've got AJ over in America that you may have seen with us on the Keyboard Live events, who concentrates on Ketron, but also shows you the Ketron connected to all sorts of different products there as well. So a big shout out to them as well, I think, at the end of the year, because I think we all know that the keyboard business is not what it was a few years ago. Doesn't mean it's going to disappear tomorrow, but yeah, it is getting tougher out there. There's less and less people with these arrangers. So the more of us there are out there, keep sort of championing the cause, the better. So we're going to go to another little pre-recorded clip. This one's on the Korg this time, and this really came about because we do a lot of software. We sell an awful lot of software throughout the course of a year. But what we have noticed is that the real emphasis from you, the customers, is on styles. You seem to love styles, and there's this thing about having as many styles as you can. So if you watch this next little clip, now, I will say on the clip that even though it's done on a Korg, if you own a Genos or you own a Ketron or you own any other sort of modern keyboard arranger keyboard type product, just follow the video, because actually it's the principle about what I'm talking about that is really, really important. So let me see if I can find the right button. So here we go with a little segment on Korg, and I'll see you very, very shortly. Well, thank you to myself for that introduction there. This really is weird. Now, I'm going to feature Korg PA5X for the next sort of 10-15 minutes. But if you don't own a Korg PA5X, please watch this, because actually the principle of what I'm doing applies whatever keyboard you've got. The actual method of doing it may be slightly different, but I want to not introduce you to, because we have covered this before, but I want to reinforce the enjoyment of trying to create your own style. Now, the reason I'm doing this, it's been a busy year, and I think we've come a long way with all these keyboards. Not just teaching you how to use the buttons, but also in the playing side to encourage you to stretch your playing techniques that little bit further. But one of the things I've noticed above anything this year, both in terms of software sales and reaction, emails in from people, is that the thing that you all sort of love about these instruments are the styles. And it's that thirst for more and more styles that's obviously there. And I understand that, because they're called arranger keyboards, so the arranger part, or the style part, is the heart of this type of instrument. But I genuinely believe there is a limit to what we all need in terms of styles, and actually a lot of what you want is already in your machine. Now, I've got to be careful here because I don't want to do myself out of software sales, but I want you to think about styles in a totally different way for a few minutes now. I want you to think about styles, how Ketron presents styles to you. Yes, they have pre-made styles, as do Korg, as do Genos, PSR, SX series. But every one of those styles, now think about it as a series of loops. And a loop is just one track from the style. So, excuse me, if you think of the guitar parts as a guitar loop, if you just isolated that guitar, it's a loop that keeps playing over 4, 8 or 16 bars. If you think about the drum is a pattern which ultimately keeps repeating. The drum breaks, the fills, they're 1 bar loops. And so a style is made up of a lot of different loops that create that style. And what all the manufacturers have done is said, right, if we mix this drum loop with that bass loop, with that guitar, with that piano, it makes, style X, whatever it may be. Let's say bossa nova. So that mixture make this bossa nova. A slightly different mixture make a different bossa nova, and a totally different mixture make a ballad rhythm, and etc. So think of all these styles in their component parts. And that's really what I want to show you today, is that actually it's very easy with a little bit of practice to mix and match those loops or those component parts and actually genuinely create your own new styles. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to take a style from the ballad section. It's on page 1. It's called Passenger Ballad. So first things first, let's just have a little listen to it. I'll just go variation 1 to start with. Okay, mainly guitar based, a little bit of soft drum in there as well. Let's try variation 2. Okay, I can hear that's added a piano part into it. Variation 3, variation 4 would just keep building on that. The one thing I noticed about that piano part, it's not a particularly dynamic part. Now, that doesn't mean that it's no good. It doesn't always have to be flowery. But imagine I like this ballad, but I wish that piano was doing a little bit more than this. How do we hear what just the piano's doing? Go into your mixer section. Make sure, in the case of Korg, in the little tab in the bottom right-hand corner, you go to Style. I can actually see that on Accompaniment 1, we've got the German Grand. So if you press the little S to solo it, and we just listen to the piano. Okay. What's happening there, I can hear it's basically just playing a chord and then it's got some delay. So if you've been watching us throughout the year, you'll know when that sound bounces off into the distance, like that piano sound's doing, that's actually caused by delay. So first thing I want to do is, could I replace that piano part? Well, yes, I can. I'm going to unsolo it for a minute. Where would I go to look for a piano part? Well, if I look in the ballads, there is actually one called Piano Ballad. Now, as the name would suggest, surely the piano's doing a lot more in this one. Let's have a listen. Yes, it very much is doing a little bit more. You could go into the mixer and you could solo that piano and have a listen to it. Why don't we do that? Let's just to show the point. So I'm going to solo this piano here. Yeah, it's doing a little bit of chording, a little bit of broken chords as well. So that's more interesting. So what I want to do, I want to copy that part into accompaniment 1 on Passenger Ballad. So look, here's how we do it. The first thing is load up the style, and this is really important. Load up the style that you want to edit. Well, the one we want to edit is Passenger Ballad. We then come over to our Record Edit button, and that will take us into our recording and editing section. And there is one up in the top left-hand corner, says Style Edit. We'll press that. Now, this little window here tells us we're on variation 3, the chord variation length. That's how long is our loop? It's 8 bars. We know it's in 4/4 time. If we go to variation 1, yeah, they're all 8 bars. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on variation 1. How do we go and grab that piano part from the piano ballad? Well, at this point, we press menu. And for a second time, we go to a tab called Style Edit. Now, it says from style. Well, the style we want to pinch the thing from, I need to select, was piano ballad. So we're pinching something from piano ballad. Variation 1, I want to go to variation 1. And I want to pinch accompaniment 1 and send it to accompaniment 1. Just out of interest, you see accompaniment 1 on the 2 track is in brackets. That's actually telling you at the moment there isn't actually a piano part in accompaniment 1. And if you remember when we first heard piano ballad, it was mainly guitar based. Doesn't matter, it will put something in there and then you'll see the brackets have gone. So we're copying from piano ballad, from variation 1, accompaniment 1, going to variation 1, accompaniment 1 on our Passenger Ballad. Let's press execute. There we go. Now, it's actually done that now, and what we can now do is save our style. I'll call it Passenger Ballad 1, just so that it's different. And it's going to save it to a user bank. This is really, really important to stress. You will never lose that factory style. So that's why everybody can go and give this a go. You're never going to lose your factory data. So we press save. Okay, let's exit all the way out. And there it is, Passenger Ballad 1. Let's have a listen. Now, look what happens when we stop it. Could you hear that piano still bouncing off in the distance? So what we need to do is get rid of that delay. So we go to our mixer and we go to Master Effects. And there on the left-hand side, these are the ones that affect the style. I'm going to switch off that stereo beat per minute delay. Now, the only other thing I feel at the minute now, that piano is actually too loud compared to the guitars. So I'm just going to take it down just a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. Always go to your 3 lines and save the style. So we've updated the volume information. Okay, I'm going to do one more track now. I want to change the guitar part. Now, the guitar part in our Passenger Ballad that I want to change is accompaniment 2 here. Actually, it's a very nice guitar loop, but just for the exercise today, I just want to put something different in there. So where would we go to find a nice guitar part? Well, also in the factory ballads, there are styles called unplugged guitar. So obviously they're very much guitar based. So let's go into unplugged guitar 1. Let's have a listen to it. I'm going to solo one of the guitar parts. Yeah, I like that. So it's in accompaniment 3 on unplugged guitar 1. I will tell you now, this is probably the hardest bit of doing this, is you you have to remember. Now, what you can't see in front of me, I've got a little notebook. Call me old-fashioned. I use a pen and paper. And I've actually written down unplugged guitar. I want guitar on track 3 to go on to track 2 on our piano ballad. On our passenger ballad, that's right. So remember the golden rule. We need to load up the style that we're editing, and that was passenger ballad 1. So we load that up. We go to record edit, and we go to style edit. And we can immediately go into menu and go to style edit again. So which is our from style this time? Well, it's called Unplugged Guitar 1. And I'm going to do variation 1 first, because you don't have to do all the variations. You could just put a different guitar part, maybe in variation 3 or 4. I'm going to do all 4 parts just to show you how it's done. So what I'm going to choose is accompaniment 3 from unplugged guitar, and I want it to go to accompaniment 2 on my passenger ballad edited style that we've got. So we'll press execute. And I'm going to repeat this for variation 2. They remain the same. Accompaniment 3 is going to accompaniment 2. I'll very quickly do variation 3, execute, and I'll do variation 4, execute. And what do we always do at the end? We go to our 3 lines and we save the style. As I said, if you're on Ketron or Genos, you can do exactly the same as this. The method's a little bit different, but the principle remains the same. So we can exit out of here now. We've now got our passenger ballad 1. Going to turn that new guitar down a bit. Now, copying these parts across works perfectly on all your 4 variations. It works on fills, it works on breaks. Please don't try it on intros and endings, because if you take the guitar part from one intro, of course it has chord changes associated with it. It may be a different length. It will sound horrendous. So don't try and do that. So that's it. We've now created a new style. I might do one other thing, which is to just globally maybe change the sound or the type of drum kit. So I'm going from vintage kit to brush kit. Now we'll try our style again. And that's it. You've created a brand new style. Is it totally different? No, it's not. But I could go on, I could change the bass line. I could have actually changed the drum pattern from a totally different ballad. And all you're doing is you're mixing and matching all the time. And a word of warning, sometimes it will work, sometimes it doesn't work. But actually, the more you practice this technique, because we've all got styles, haven't we? You listen to them and you think, oh, I love that style, but I really don't like what that piano's doing, or I don't like what that guitar's doing. Oh, that sax that comes in, that's not appropriate for this. This is where you can go in and you can choose a loop from somewhere else. Doesn't even have to be the same sound. I could have replaced that guitar with, say, another piano from yet another ballad style. You could try mixing different genres of style. Honestly, the permutations are endless. All I want to be doing is encouraging you to give it a go. So, hope you enjoyed that. A little bit on Korg PA5X, but relevant to all the other keyboards as well. So I'm going to, strangely, hand back to myself live in the studio. Well, and as if by magic, I'm back live with you again. I hope you found that of interest. I notice David's comment about the Ketron being simpler. You'll always get this, David, with keyboards. One keyboard does one thing easier than the other. I think the point I'm trying to make is that they can all do it, and actually, the more you do these things, it's repetition. The more you do it, it actually doesn't seem as difficult as maybe when you're watching it there. For the first time, and you really can create some really interesting effects. You can do exactly the same thing on Genos. Yeah, Ketron have taken a totally different approach to the styles, because you just press on the particular part you want to change, and they just give you page after page of all the, say, guitar parts or all the drum parts available. And you can choose whatever you want. Yes, it's much easier, but I really just want to push you all to have a go at these sort of things, because you've got this at your fingertips, and if you don't give these things a go, you'll never know whether you can do it or not. And I think there's two things that are really important to remember. You will never, ever lose factory settings. That's probably the biggest fear when people go into voice editing or style editing. They think they're going to lose something. You won't. On all modern instruments, when you create something different from the factory sound or style, it always goes into a user bank. So, don't have any fears on that point. And the other thing, and we've said this for the last 2 years now, is there is something, a feel-good factor in that you've created something which maybe nobody else has created. Because if you think about it, every one of us watching now, if you were to all go off and edit one particular style, we'd have so many different results, because everybody has their own individual idea of how to do it. So, shall we have a little bit more music here on the Genos? And then I'm just looking at the time. I might save the little Ketron bit, and I might put that out separately on YouTube. Otherwise, we're going to run on a little bit longer than I can afford to today. But I hope you didn't mind me testing these pre-recorded bits, because this will help me next year. I want to do some product comparisons. So when we were editing a style there, we could have linked it with some clips from all of the makes, so you'd have had a better idea how it works on different models. So yeah, I'm using you all as guinea pigs today just to test these things out. So here's something totally different now. We're going to have a bit of Frosty the Snowman, but done in very much jazz organ and swing sort of style here. It should, with a bit of luck, go like this.
Down
There we go. Bit of Frosty the Snowman. A little bit more sort of jazz orientated than probably what you're used to. But again, all I'm trying to do is show you there's different ways to approach things. And that's really where I just sort of want to finish this little bit for today is... again, just to throw ideas in the pot and just show you how different something can be if you don't always steer yourself to the obvious. So I've just got, you can't see, I've just picked up a little busker book here in front of me, and it's got some Christmas songs in it. And the first one I've come to is Winter Wonderland. And you go into the styles, and I think probably the obvious thing to do in classic and events here on the Genos, you have some Christmas swing rhythms. And I think maybe that's a sort of obvious choice to do. Let's just put the little intro on. We know it's going to work. We know it's going to work. Probably could have done with just dropping the tempo down a little bit, but you're going to get your 4-1 settings, and I will repeat what I've said all year long. This is the ultimate instrument if you just want to sit and play and do no programming, because you can always trust the 1 settings there. But what if you just wanted to do it totally different? How many of you have heard the Michael Bublé Christmas album? He does a lot of things for obvious reasons as sort of swing and jazz type numbers. Let's go into the jazz section instead of naturally sort of veering towards a Christmas one. We've got orchestral big band here. Let's just give that a try, see if that works. It's going to work. You know, you could do it whatever style you want. There are so many big band styles in there. So, again, I'll reiterate, and I make no apologies for reiterating, don't always go for the obvious. You could play Winter Wonderland as a ballad if you really want to. It works as a nice little bossa nova, sort of Latin feel. It's going to work. Let's show you one final one here. I've looked at the next page. We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Traditional Christmas song. It's written in 3/4, but what I might do is I might go into the Christmas styles, and we've got an ambient Christmas. So, although that's in 4/4, and how do I know that? I press exit and look at the sort of style tile in the main screen there, and it says it's in 4/4 time. But because it's one of these free play rhythms, actually it doesn't matter that what I'm playing is in 3/4. And just to prove it, let's just show you. We could, let's stay in the same area. We could have a free play organ hymn, and we could do it in very traditional style. So we can do that. I'm going to throw a real curveball in just to show you how you can make this work. Let's go into movie and show. And on page 2, we've got another free play style. It's called romantic movie. Now, hands up, who would think of, oh, I'm going to play We Wish You a Merry Christmas. I'll tell you what, I'll use the romantic movie style. But actually, in a funny sort of way, I think this really works. So I'll just play it through a couple of times. I don't want to bore you with the same song, but it's the way of making a comparison, isn't it? So we'll start with this sort of traditional sort of brass sound. But what I want you to hear is what the style is doing in the background. There you go. And that seems quite an appropriate place to finish today. So, look, again, thank you for all your support. It genuinely, it means a lot to have so many of you always on these webinars. We've got 70 people on near enough now. It's amazing the sort of support and that you give us. We will be back bigger and better than ever next year. If you do celebrate Christmas, please have a very, very happy Christmas. If you don't, and to all of you, can I wish you a very happy and a very healthy New Year, and we look forward to seeing each and every one of you. I'm going to leave you with the Christmas jingle that we came in with, and if you just remember, one special thank you that I must do. I was sort of mentioning people who've got YouTube channels. There is a wonderful German gentleman by the name of Alois Muller, and he very, very kindly did a demonstration of our new sound discs for the Korg PA5X. The result, as well as a lot of software sales, so thank you very much for that, is the fact that we now have probably picked up 30 or 40 brand new German customers in the last couple of weeks or so. So we welcome all those to the family as well. So yeah, he's another one of these people out there doing a tireless job just keeping these arranger keyboards, and he does a little bit with the bow organs as well. Maybe we can get him on Keyboard Live. I know his English is not great, but maybe we can get him on with Klaus. So yeah, all that remains is stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you in the new year. Thanks for watching.
Are on, the streams are clear. Welcome friends from far and near. Pull up a chair, let's spread good cheer. It's Keyboard World at Christmas. Every note and every song, you've been with us all year long. Tonight we sing where you belong, our Keyboard World family.
friends who heed the call.
Thanks for all the love you share. We feel your support everywhere. May your hearts be full of cheer. Have a happy, healthy new year. From keyboard world to you, Merry Christmas all year through. From silent nights to bright spotlights, you've been with us through the nights. Every view and every smile makes each webinar worthwhile.
So here's our wish, sincere and true.
Peace and joy in all you do. May music light your whole